Okay, now let's, well, to make things a little bit easier, let's go back to our scene editor and just turn off our geometry for a minute. Oops. Nope, that was the reference. There we go. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head and if you middle click on a bone, you can select it, but it is impossible to actually move or rotate or do anything to that bone. It's just a selection tool. So I'm going to middle click on that bone, hit M for motion options, and go ahead and click unaffected by IK of distance. And this is going to be the terminal point of our IK. So our IK will start from the end of this bone and go to wherever it is that we select as our goal, and that it will control only the bones that are in between those 2 points. Okay. Next, you'll remember we had this little bone in here, which I said was for knee placement. We're actually going to go ahead and leave that one alone for the moment because it doesn't have to do anything in our IK chain. So I'm going to go ahead and select the upper right upper leg and go over here to controllers and limits, and this is where we're going to set up how our bone is going to be controlled. And if you take a look here at our object, our manipulator handle, you'll see that we've got heading here, bank here for blue, and pitch here in green. And what we want to have happen is we want our IK to control both of our heading and our pitch. So I'm going to go here to heading control, select inverse kinematics, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of stiffness here. And stiffness is actually a great little tool. It gives your bones a little bit of stickiness or a little bit of resistance in your IK chain, which can come in really handy. As you can see, we have options here to set heading limits in terms of, in other words, if we wanted to set so that the bone could only rotate between certain degrees, you know, -90 to 90, and so on and so forth. However, I have found in setting up IK that often heading limits can, or any kind of limits on rotation, can actually sort of undermine your efforts and cause you more trouble than you want. Well, by pre-bending our bones, our geometry in the position that we did, and by giving it just a touch of stiffness, I think that you will find that your IK will respond great, and you won't have to set any limits at all. Next thing we're going to do is we have this little kneecap bone. We're going to skip over that because we're not going to deal with that until later. Now moving into the lower leg, you can see here that in this instance, actually all we want to have happen is have inverse kinematics control the heading of this bone. So go ahead and select inverse kinematics. Give it a 10 there. And now I think what I'll do is, just to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to go into D for display options and select double vertical because I want to get my schematic view up here. And what I'm looking for is this right leg effector. It's a really tiny little bone. Let's try to center that up. I'm going to hit M for motion options, and I'm going to go over to IK and modifiers, and for this bone I need to select a goal object, and that goal object is going to be the right IK leg null that we created over there just a few minutes ago. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to select full-time IK, and I'm going to go ahead and set a goal strength. A good rule of thumb is goal strength can usually be anywhere between 50 and 125 on a normal human-sized character. And this is precisely what I was talking about when we started on the lessons about setting your mesh to scale. You'll remember that I sized him down so he was about 2 meters tall, and that's because I wanted to keep him within normal human proportions. So I'm going to go ahead and just try, let's say 75 this time. I'm going to keep goal within reach, and then finally I'm going to select match goal orientation. And you can look at that. You see our little foot bone popped up ever so slightly. And that's okay. We're going to go ahead and fix that in a few minutes. Okay, next I'm just going to go ahead and repeat this entire process for the other side. For the left side of the character, hit motion options. This one is unaffected by IK of descendants. Select the left up leg and set inverse kinematics. Select the left lower leg, and this one has just inverse kinematics on the heading. Select 10. Close that for a second, and now I'm going to grab left leg effector, and I'm going to go ahead and set the goal object to the left IK leg, full-time IK, 75 for the goal strength, keep goal within reach, and match goal orientation. Okay, I'm going to hit the 0 on my numpad to maximize this, and let's see if we can go ahead and fix this problem here with the foot. Okay, I'm going to go back into my scene editor, and I'm going to go ahead and set zombie mesh back to texture shaded solid, and I'm going to pop over into my right viewport. Actually, let's go ahead just to make sure that we get what we want here. Select the left foot, and I'm going to go ahead and just rotate that foot back into place. Move over here, select the right foot, and rotate that back into place. Press 4 to go into perspective view, and now I'm going to just do a little test here. I'm going to grab these nulls and move them around, but I'm going to deselect auto key, and that's because I don't want to accidentally move these goals out, create a key for these goals out of their rest position. So let's take a look and see. And you can see these moving around pretty well. Now you can see that as I move the leg around, that we're getting some deformation down here on the foot, and that's because we haven't set up our weight maps. But we're going to go ahead and do that after we finish up getting our rig done. So I don't really see any major problems here. It looks like this is actually turned out to be pretty smooth IK. No problem there. Let's take a test on this one. It's a good idea to just go ahead and move these around, see where the limits are, how far you can push it without breaking your model or breaking the chain. And I'm seeing right now that I think we're going to get some really good results with this. I think, see even here with this hyper extending, still, might have to play with the stiffness a little bit there, but that's still actually very reasonable. Okay, next we're going to move up and set up the IK for the arms.